Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. I'm Cindy Daychuk with Queen Bee Creations. Thanks for joining me tonight. Um, it seems like it's a busy weekend. and, and I'm here talking to you guys, which means it's only Wednesday. It's only halfway through, but it feels full already. And I gotta tell you, yesterday, so once a month, I go thrifting up in Guelph, which is maybe about 45 minute drive from where I live. But I have a girlfriend that lives there. And so I combine a monthly visit with her. We go thrifting in the morning. So go pick her up. We go thrifting, go for lunch. And then I drop her off and come back to the shop and do all my photography and all the other fun stuff that I have to do for the shop. So this week I'm getting ready to exit. So I'm on a major highway here. So 401, for those of you that are local, for those of you that aren't, it's just one of our main highways. And my exit's coming up soon to go to Guelph. So I'm following behind this big, wide load. It's one of those transports that has, like a house on it, right? Like, a container house or something. And so I know I'm not speeding because it's going slow as the dickens. And next thing I know, there's flashing lights in my rear view. So of course, my heart starts going like this. I'm going, what did I do? I don't think I did anything. I'm not speeding, which would have been normal for me to be speeding. And I'm on this major highway, major traffic. I'm having to pull over, and police officer gets out, goes around behind my vehicle, bends over, looks at my license plate. I'm kind of going, like, is it a different license plate? Like, did somebody steal my license plate? Am I missing one? Did it fall off? Comes around to my passenger side because safety. Too many officers, I think, get schmucked from all the heavy traffic otherwise. And he just says to me, just 1 minute. And he's talking to one of the dispatchers or something, and they're rhyming off all of my information, my license plate number, my name, my address. I'm going, oh my good God, they've been looking into me. And so he thanked her, and then he turned to me and he goes, okay, do you know why I stopped you? And I said, no, I would have thought it was speeding, but I was really going under the speed limit. I said, my exit's coming up. I was behind the wide load. I wasn't speeding. And he said, well, you know what? We've got an onboard system that checks license plates. It automatically reads license plates and it checks to make sure to see if there's any warrants out. Your plate came up as a stolen vehicle. And I'm going, what? And he goes, yeah. So it was reading that your car was stolen. And I'm going, okay. And he said, so there is a bit of a glitch in the system that sometimes our car computer reads that a vehicle is stolen, but when we run it through the big computer, like the one back at, I don't know, the base, whatever it is, then we get more accurate readings. And that's what's happened for you, that it was just a glitch in the system. And so you're fine. He said, but I had, it came up as stolen. But I guess he had checked me out. He wasn't in a police car. He was in an SUV. So I didn't really notice him as being like a police officer. But I guess he checked me out before he pulled in behind me. And he said, you didn't look like a car thief. So I decided on a soft approach versus a hard approach. And I'm going, okay, what's the soft approach? He said, just me. It was just me checking it out. And I said, what's a hard approach? He said, well, our normal approach would have been, I would have followed you. I would have called for backup, and two other vehicles would have joined me. We would have boxed you in and forced you off the road. And I'm going, oh my God, my heart was pounding enough as it was. I said, I would have had a heart attack. I'm too old for that kind of stress. So I said, yeah, do I need to verify with you that I am who the dispatcher said I am? And he goes, nah, you're good. So I went on my way. But it was like, okay, that was the start to my Tuesday. It's just one of those weird glitch in the matrix that they thought I was driving a stolen vehicle, and I'm not sure whether I should be thrilled or a little bit wounded that he checked me out and decided, no, I didn't look cool enough to have stolen the car. It's like he wrote me off. Nah, she's an old chick. It's not stolen. And I'm kind of going, okay. So yeah, that was just interesting little thrifting story this week. Other news. So for those of you that definitely use and follow Iron Orchid Designs, you'd have to have been living under a rock to not know that the Christmas release is super early this year and is happening at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time this coming Tuesday, so the 26th. Now, I sent out a newsletter to those of you that are on my mailing list, and really, guys, I only send out news. I don't send out weekly anythings. I let you know about sales or new releases. That's it. So it's perfectly safe to join my mailing list because I mail you maybe once a month, month and a half, maybe tops. Anyway, I sent out a newsletter and I did post it on Facebook saying a couple of things. Typically the store is closed on Tuesday. Doesn't mean I'm not working Tuesday. It just means it's closed because I am out doing things like I was this Tuesday, where I'm doing pickups from auctions or thrifting. I mean, whatever the heck I'm doing. Usually I'm back here for the afternoon and doing filming, taking pictures of the items that I brought into the store because all that stuff has to happen sometime. And doing the weights and measures, and it's a little more involved than just taking a picture to be able to get a listing up. So I will be in the store on Tuesday. However, I may or may not have the actual physical IOD release items. I will turn them on at 1, so about 1:10 they will be available for sale on the website. And then I will fill your orders as soon as the product arrives. If it's here, obviously I'm filling it that day. If it's 1 or 2 days late in arriving, I just paid for shipping today. The Canadian distributor just received their goods. Yesterday has been packing everything up. So my order, let's just say she managed to get out into the mail today. For it to arrive Tuesday prior to 1 would be a minor miracle, but you know what? Pray for it to happen. So the inventory on the website is consistent with what I ordered. So you're perfectly safe to order online. It guarantees you your items and we will ship out just as soon as it arrives. If it has hit my doorstep on Tuesday morning, then I will open the doors and you can come in and check and buy them live on Tuesday afternoon. But I'm not opening the doors for you to stare at blank walls. So if they haven't arrived, there's not too much point. So the best that I can tell you is that I will post on the Facebook page the second that the product arrives. In which case, check Queen Bee Creations 1. Queen Bee Creations on Facebook on Tuesday to see whether or not I've gotten a product in or not, and whether or not you can trot on over to the store to be able to see the items live or not. It's just kind of a hit or miss thing. Usually they do the release on a Thursday, and usually I'm just getting the product maybe on the Wednesday, or last time was the Thursday morning, I think. It got dropped off here. So I think the Tuesday's kind of tight, but we'll keep our fingers crossed, see how it goes. But no problem with ordering online, reserving your copies of whatever. There's 18 items in this release, so it's huge. It's huge. For those of you that love the DIY paint, and I am one of them, it's been an ongoing challenge right now to get restocks. I'm out of a number of the finishing products because of all the issues with the border and duty, just the whole schmozzle, just everything. The distributor here in Canada has decided she's going to retire from that. She's not going to be distributing DIY anymore. So there is no Canadian distributor, and I can't restock. So I have what I have. I will not be restocking it, and ultimately I expect September, early September, I'll put the paint on sale. And I'm going to sell out of it. I will keep some for myself because I love that paint. But it's just, there's no point in my taking up shelf space here when I don't have a lot of shelf space with a product that I can't restock for y'all. So expect to see that one going on sale. Here's the deal. Usually DIY paint, my agreement as a retailer is that it never goes on sale online. I can put it on sale in the store, but not online. But I'm not going to be a distributor anymore. I'm not going to be a retailer anymore. So when I put it on sale, I'm going to put it on sale online, because what's the worst that they can do? Pull my distributorship, but I'm stopping anyway because they will not ship directly to me. They won't ship to Canada. They will only do pallets to a distributor. So I don't have a US address. I am not going to get a US address for them to be able to ship to. So my hands are tied on this. If you're a lover of DIY, it's going to be the perfect time to stock up. And again, I will be announcing that, and I will send out a newsletter to say when that happens. But I'm getting through the IOD launch, and then I'll get my head around it and create some of the ads for it and things. But expect that sale coming up. And that's it. That's it right now for my announcements. Monday's video was a lot of fun. I got in actual real jelly plates, and I was starting to pull some prints and playing with stamping and all that kind of fun stuff. So if you haven't seen jelly plates before, you didn't see a previous one where I had made my own jelly plate, and I wanted to get a real one to see whether or not it worked like my homemade one did or not. Check that out. And Friday's video, I'm going to be using those prints. So we're gonna show how you can do some stuff with them, not just keep making prints. Okay, that's it. That was long-winded. Let's jump into some of the stuff because I've got some cool stuff tonight. So I'm going to start with the big items first, as usual, just so that I can pass them off to Nick here. So this big, beautiful basket, which is kind of perfect going in because it's got that slight orange hue. So going into the fall season, this is awesome. Now, this basket is in the style of, I keep wanting to say Lighthouse, but it's Lightship basket that are made in Nantucket. I have no way of knowing if this is an original one or not. Those baskets, the Lightship baskets, start at 75. One this size would probably be in a 125 to 150 range. This is in great shape. I love the patterning on this. We've got it for sale here in the shop for 25. Now, know that it's not particularly heavy, but expect it to fall in the large and oversized category for shipping. So expect that regardless of what my system charges you for shipping, expect that I will be coming to you and saying, it's more. And the difference with that is this. At any time that I have to approach you because shipping was more than I can cover, right? So for instance, this is $25. if shipping is whatever you paid for it and another $20, I can't cover it. I'm not even making $20 on the sale of it. So when it exceeds any profit that I would possibly be making and I would lose money in shipping it, not including the price of the box and the packing materials and things, which I also pay for, then I will let you know. And you either cover that cost or you say, nope, way too much. And then I just refund your money for the purchase and the shipping that you already paid. So it's like no harm, no foul. But there are some times that I have to do that. There are times that I kick in the extra dollar or so beyond what my system charged you just to be able to get the packages out to you. And that's just life. But that one's going to be oversized. And depending upon where you're at, really then changes how much it's going to be. There's just, boonies of Canada, boonies in the States. I mean, stuff like that. Okay, this is I gotta turn it so that it's the right way around. So this is a stoneware canister. This is Sierra Stoneware from Japan. So we love as soon as I'm not saying China right now. So this is Sierra Stoneware canister from the 80s. And we're selling it for $12, but I did see some of the individual canisters, one that was slightly smaller than this in this style and pattern, for $18. So the larger ones go maybe about $25, I would think. This, so pink glass vase. This is not depression glass. I have it listed for $16 in the store. This identical vase I did see on Wayfair for $64. So it is new, right? It's modern. Like we purchased from Wayfair for $64, available for $16. Not a bad deal. Now this guy, this is an old antique planer. Now just know I have a piece of packing tape across here, across the back, which you can peel up, no problem, but I just have it there so that I don't cut my hand as I'm packing it up, or that you don't cut your hand when you are unpacking it. So just for safety reasons. But if you're using it as a display piece, it's also kind of good to have that so that the blade doesn't scratch any of your tabletops or anything like that. I think it's just a really cool little display piece to have out. So it's a vintage hand planer for wood, right? So it would shave wood off to make it flat and smooth for $13. I saw one identical to this on Etsy for $42. So this is a good deal. And I do my pricing. I mean, you guys have probably figured out by now. I price based on what I paid for items as opposed to necessarily what market value is. My markup isn't huge because I would rather rehome everything, and I'm crowded enough as it is, rather than saying, no, God damn it, that basket is worth, $125, so I'm going to charge $100. I would own it for too long. And I have no interest in that. I would rather that I make a bit of money to help pay for my rent, and that you guys get stuff that you love, and that those lower costs help defray some of the shipping. I mean, that's kind of a win-win in my mind. So I had somebody asking the other day saying, your prices are too low. And I'm kind of going, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I want these items to find homes. I want them to go somewhere that they're going to be loved. I don't want them sitting on my shelf for any longer than they need to for that to happen. And I would rather make a little bit of money on a lot of things than a lot of money on a few things, if that makes sense. I have to work a little harder to get a little bit of money on a lot of things. It's a lot more shipping, but I think it just makes everybody happier all around. Okay, just a cute little square bowl with dotted, rounded edges here. This is a Savinio bowl for $6.50. So Savinio Designs, and it's just super cute little decorative item. This is a little fused glass bowl. So these colored rectangles that go around the surround. So it's a 3-footed glass bowl. So perfect little candy dish or nut dish. This is fused glass. So this has been probably picked up on a torch and blown out, right? And then melted into the surface. So $7 for that little guy. So in the different blues and greens, super cute. All right, these little plates. So these are little 6-inch plates. I'm selling them individually. These are Hallmark plates. I have 10 of them, but let me explain my reasoning here. I think that the odds that somebody needs 10 of them are slim. It doesn't necessarily make sense to break it up into a set of 6 and a set of 4. And especially because going into the season, right, as we move into fall and then ultimately Christmas, I think these are the perfect size for, like bottle brush tree displays. So I just think that there's a lot of holiday decor that you could do with this, getting like a raised cloche on top of this with, some figures or favorite ornament or, so you want to have them as side plates on your Christmas table, or you want all 10 of them for like little cocktail or appetizer plates, go for it. You want 1 or 2 for Christmas decor, you do that too. So they're $2.50 each. And then you buy 1, you buy 2, you buy 8, you buy 10. It's your call. You decide what you're doing. But I love them. My mind immediately went to projects and decor rather than side plates. So because I was thinking that, I left it for you guys to decide what you wanted to think about it and how you wanted to approach it. All right, this was like the find. This was I love the basket find. I love this as a find. So this is a copperware bain-marie. Now this is from, I can't remember, is this from Portugal?
Portugal, yeah.
It's from Portugal. So it's the copper and porcelain pot and then the base. So bain-marie is a double boiler. It still has the original care instructions with it. And I gotta tell you, it looks brand spanking new. So I don't think anybody's used this at all. I sold one of these that was used on Etsy for $145. This is $45 in the shop. And I love that. I love copper pots. So it's in great shape. Porcelain is intact. No chips. No nothing. Beautiful little bain-marie from Portugal. So cool find. Next we have this little sheep figure. He's just cute, just as a little accent piece up on top of a book stack, and on a bookshelf, something like that. Part of a little vignette that you have going. $4.50 for this little guy. And then I have a glass fish plate. So perfect for, and I have 2 of them. I'm selling the 2 individually. They're $6 a piece. Perfect just as a little trinket dish if you wanted, certainly as a dip dish, relish dish, banana split dish. Just had ice cream on my brain all of a sudden. But just super sweet detailing with all of the fish design and the tail and the fins and things. Now, I'm going to show this from England, which was just super cute, which was, I'm trying to think, summer chintz pattern.
Yep.
This sold just before I went live. It was $16. It's from England. And it's in great shape, except, do I remember that there was a chip somewhere? Was there a chip?
Go to the picture of it.
No, I'm imagining it. It was something else. Okay.
Usually you take a picture of it first.
I do, or I mention it in the description, but sometimes I'm just taking a bunch of pictures. It probably means that there is some other cream and sugar set over there, that there's a little chip on the pedestal. But just super cute little pattern. So Joni, I think that you're really gonna like this. Super cute. This little butter dish. This is in a kind of a soft mauve trim and detail with a soft mauve. I don't know if you guys can see the little speckles. Maybe on here, little soft mauve speckles. So it's just, I don't have a lot in mauve or purple in the shop at all. So this is an Ollie and Olivia. Yeah. I keep wanting to say Olivia. Ultimately, yes, made in China. So just keep that in mind. I am starting to put, when I specifically know, because the item says made in China, Japan, Portugal, I'm trying to put that into the listings. So those of you outside of Canada know, relative to shipping and those kinds of things. Some things I don't know right away, and as I'm listing them, I don't have the time to do a deep dive in researching every item, especially because if I ship it in Canada, it's redundant for me. So then it's time that I didn't have to spend. I do have to spend that time doing a deep dive when I ship to the States, because I have to declare that. But this little guy, $7. Ollie and Olivia is a US company, but the item itself is made in China. Okay, these little guys, these are little, let me pull one out to show you. These are little artichoke shaped little dishes. So it's a set of 4 little side dishes, little side bowls, perfect for, you know what, if you wanted to do oil and balsamic vinegar dipping for bread, it would be perfect for that. Little tiny nut dishes or side bowls, just little condiment dishes. You know, if you were doing, like an Indian night, you know, maybe one's got chopped nuts, one's got little raisins, so that people can do their own toppings. $7 for this. It's still in its like original packaging, still has the tag, so that's just a brand new item. Just people get these things, they go in their cupboard, and then that's it. They're never to be seen again until it gets cleared out. Okay, this little covered dish, just super sweet. So little rim pottery dish, but check out the little fish on the front, just in relief there. So $7 for this. Perfect, just as a little trinket dish if you wanted. Certainly it could serve as a covered sugar bowl, little jam jar, honey pot, something like that. Just, I like the little subtle fish on there. This jam jar is a vintage Lefton Della Robbia pattern. It's vintage from 1958, because it's stamped on the bottom, in Japan. We're selling it for $9, and it is, for its age, it's an awesome shape. There are no cracks or dings in it at all. And was something else I was going to say about that. I can't remember. I did see this online for 18. So we are half that, actually. Okay. This guy, so lovely blue-green glazing. This is a signed redware bowl piece. I love the contrast of the unglazed redware with the glazed interior. It's signed, it looks like Shiboa. Could be, I don't know. Anyway, it's $8. I love those colors. Well, blues and greens, those are kind of my jam. With colors, blues more so. Okay, this is another Escardo mug. So I don't know why I've been getting in a number of these. What I love about them, so they are Canadian. They all feature Canadian artwork. So this is artwork design. This is Indian in Transition is the name of this piece of artwork. This is by Daphne Ojig, and her paintings, Ojig paintings, are some of the most well-known and expensive of native art. And I know that my mother has a print, an Ojig print, and I think it's pretty low. And just the print alone was $400 or $500, right? So a signed, numbered print. So I just think it's cool. I have a number of these Escardo mugs right now, and I just think it's cool. So this one's $8. They go for about 24. And I think it's just cool having a number of these all with different art patterns on them. So, you know, like official artwork. This is representation of the work and the art that these various artists do. And I just think it's an interesting collection. If you had, you know, more than a couple, but certainly just an interesting.
You have three of them.
I have 3 right now. So again, people tend to pick up the ones that they like, but Ojig, she is extremely well known for her artwork. So that one's particularly special. Maybe in my mind, just because I don't know tons of native artists, but I am familiar with Ojig, and again, mostly because of my mom. Talavera, Mexico. So Talavera is probably one of the most well-known and well-collected pottery firms, companies, businesses, whatever, in the States. This is $7, and the lowest I saw this sold for online was 16. So they're functional, they're beautiful, certainly colorful, but they're also highly collectible. I have a set of 2 of these banded pink plates. Now, you can't see it. This is kind of a matte finish, and this is a glossy finish, the cream, and it overlaps slightly so that you actually have this band in the center of a glossy pink, and then the flat pink, the matte pink, and then the glossy cream. There is maybe a little crazing in certain lights. On the cream side, the pink speckled has none. I've got a set of 2 of these, which I think are just really pretty little serving platters, you know, like little cupcakes would look great on these. So I'm selling the 2 of them for $9 total. So for the 2, we're selling them as a pair. And this is a little pottery winter scene bell. And I know that we're not at winter yet, and my thought is that this would make a lovely Christmas ornament, like for the tree. But I also know that sometimes, like, you're starting already looking for unusual little gifts, and I think that this would be a lovely little gift to have on hand for the holiday season, when you need a little gift to give someone that is going to work for the holidays, right? Whatever holiday that happens to have. So because this is just like a winter scene and not a Christmas, then it's got a little bit more flexibility, I think, in terms of your gift giving, because it would work even for someone who perhaps doesn't celebrate Christmas itself. I don't know. It's just lovely in and of itself. $6 for that. And this, I gotta tell you, these little nesting bowls, these little nesting measuring bowls, nesting cups, when I get these in, they sell right away. Now this one is Mason, so it's like the Mason jars is the brand of this. So it's got the raised Mason lettering. $7 for this, and it has the 1/4, 1/2, and 3/4 measures in the set for the $7. So it's got those 3 cups. And then finally, I have a set of 4 of these large, these are 16-ounce mugs. 16 ounce or 12 ounce?
Looks like 16.
They look like 16. They're in gray and cream. This is, the company is Baum, B-A-U-M, I think. And this is the Moroccan pattern. So they're nice and large, very comfortable to hold, 4-finger. So very comfortable to hold, nice and oversized. The set of 4 of these for $22. And I'm just looking around to see if I forgot anything. But I think I got it all. Phew. Seemed like a lot. I just feel like I talked a lot. Maybe it's because I had a lot of stories before I started even showing product.
Yeah.
But I wanted to share my whole stolen car story. So there you go. And I had some announcements. So it dragged down longer. Sorry. So again, anything that you saw tonight and so much more is on the website, queenbeecreationshome.com. There is a tab on the top of the page, new this week, that all of these new items can be found. So if you don't want to have to go scrolling through pages of other product, then you don't have to find something here.
Debbie
Yes.
Baca asked a question. She says, first of all, hi Cindy, off topic, are you going to be restocking the green colors in SPMP?
Oh, no. So the Sweet Pickins milk paint is on sale for 40% off until it's gone. I'm not going to be restocking Sweet Pickins at all. Again, it's an American product, too expensive to stock up here. Just with the shipping costs, the increased shipping costs, and the duties. And Sweet Pickins is not really very savvy about the Canadian marketplace. So now that I have Fusion mineral paint in here and I carry the Fusion Alchemy paint, Fusion also has an awesome milk paint line, which we did our dining room in 15 years ago.
Is that Fusion?
Milk paint.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was done in the Fusion milk paint before I even was using or carrying Fusion. So it's just as good a quality. I mean, there's nothing wrong with Sweet Pickins. It's an awesome milk paint, but I can carry a Canadian line for cheaper for you, and it is as good, if not better quality. So it just is kind of a no-brainer. So I am selling the Sweet Pickins at 40% until gone, and but I'm not restocking. So sorry, Danny. And it's going to be a sad day on the DIY front too. So my DIY clay paint, I'm having a hard time mentally getting around that, but I can't restock it either. So just tough times at Ridgemont High. It's just life right now. So the unfortunate part, what it does mean is I will have available shelf space here that I will be filling up with other products that I've been thinking of bringing in. So we'll see me getting started with that as we start to move things around in the shop. Thanks for tuning in as always, guys. Appreciate you so much for doing that, liking, supporting, commenting, all those things. Your support doesn't have to cost you dollars spent in the store. Just liking, giving thumbs ups, referring people, all of those kinds of things help both the algorithms on YouTube and coverage on Facebook, all that kind of fun stuff that I have no desire to learn any more about. But love you for all that you do too. Looking forward to seeing you next week. And until then, take care.